What is up, YouTube? It is Docky or Docky Style Gaming, and I am back at it again with another Godfall video for you all today. And in this video, I am pretty happy to show off some kind of exclusive stuff. Luckily, thanks to the people at Counterplay Games, they sent me a folder with a bunch of information and a bunch of photos, concept art, and things like that, talking about the enemy tribes within Godfall, the realms, Valorplates, the weapons, Cosmera, and a lot more. We got to see a lot of stuff that's not even in the game yet, some new creatures, the fire and spirit realm, and so much more. So these next set of videos that will be coming to the channel when it comes to Godfall will be breaking down some of the stuff that I was sent, because I was given permission that I could share some of this stuff and show off some of these images as well. So in this video in particular, we're going to be going over two, I think, of the most important things that a lot of people were curious about when it comes to the game, and that's the fire realm and the spirit realm, along with seeing some of the creatures that we might encounter in it as well. So without wasting any more of y'all's time, like I said, I know this is an important one. Let's actually hop straight into this info. Now, before we hop straight into the fire realm, I do want to show off one of the images that was in this folder that showed us the inside of the Skybreaker's monolith, the lowest realm being the earth realm, then right above that is the water, then air, and then at the very top is fire. Now, what we also know about the Skybreaker's monolith is that it is a reality bending machine, but thanks to the technical producer, and though I did mention this in one of my other videos, he did tease that the Skybreaker's monolith could also hold and create infinite worlds and not just realms, essentially teasing a lot of variety and things that they can do when it comes to the DLCs that they're planning on with Godfall. So I definitely think it'll be pretty interesting to see where things go when it comes to the Skybreaker's monolith and some of the new regions that we might encounter in the game. Plus, it's nice to finally just see some official artwork for how the realms are essentially stacked on top of each other within the Skybreaker's monolith. We've always seen just small images of it in game and in trailers, so it's nice that we have official artwork for it. But with that bit out of the way, let's actually hop into the fire realm now. Now, I know a lot of people have been curious about the fire realm because we've essentially known about it since the very first trailer, and we got our first synopsis on the game where they broke down all 5 of the realms: earth, water, air, fire, and spirit. But it wasn't until one of the earlier trailers that we apparently got our first look at it. When going over 4 of the realms, excluding spirit, we got a look at the fire realm, or supposedly what the fire realm potentially was going to be.
The world is split up into the elemental realms of earth, water, air, and fire.
The brief images that we saw looked to be in a very regal area, probably within like some form of a furnace. It looked like it was a massive forge, essentially, was what the fire realm was. But in these concept art that we got a look at, it seems like the fire realm might potentially be slightly different if they do tend to keep these concepts for when they eventually put the fire realm in Godfall. So moving on to one of the first images, and immediately it is a completely different contrast to what we originally saw. A lot more of a darker area with angular textures and blue flames galore. That's actually a trend that you see in a lot of the different concept art that we get a look at for the fire realm, that there's blue flames rather than red, which I actually kind of dig that change. It's something a bit different, and I guess it adds a bit of mysticism to the fire realm rather than just having red fire everywhere. But back to the image, we essentially see Silvermane standing in a room which appears to have multiple columns with blue flames down below. There appears to be an entrance to something to his right, but again, we don't know as of yet. But moving on to this next image that we got for the fire realm, it clearly looks like they aren't going with that forge aesthetic anymore. It's very cavern-like, and again with blue lava and flames galore. I actually really dig how this looks. Again, it's not what I was expecting, and I don't think what most people were expecting when you think of the fire realm, but again, I think it's a nice choice to go with the blue and then the darker aesthetics, clearly because a lot of the stuff in Godfall right now is very bright and shiny, so it's nice that there's a different type of tone to the fire realm. But essentially in this image, this seems to be a standard type of layout that you would see in some of the other maps in the open world areas of the game. You actually see a small little teleporter as well to the platform all the way to the far left. So it seems like potentially this is going to be the route that they're going when it comes to the fire realm, and again, I think I'm all for it. I actually really dig it. Even Then looking at the very bottom on the right hand side, you see a staircase, and at the top of that staircase is a little image of Silvermane, just to give you a bit of the scale of how massive this area is going to be. Now, this last image we gotta look at is probably the most unique, but it is also a part of the Fire Realm as well, and we see more of those blue flames, and again, a lot of angular architecture, but floating crystals and things like that. But I honestly think this might be some form of a boss area by the looks of it, just because of how unique the area is. Now, it might be something completely different, but this is definitely by far one of the most unique areas we've seen right now in Godfall. Ultimately, I'm very curious to see how it's gonna look truly in a game, but I do really dig, like I've been saying, the concept of where they're going with when it comes to the Fire Realm. But speaking of bosses that will potentially be in that realm, or even that location that was just shown, in some of the images that I was given, there are 2 bosses that were shown in some of this that haven't been seen in the game yet. Now, one of them is clearly a fire-inspired enemy, and they are both named, and the one I'm showing right now is called the Kujata. Might be pronouncing it completely wrong, but for the most part, you do see that it is a very Craven-like creature that we've seen with some of the other ones, but has a lot more fire-inspired elements around the bands of his arms, his tail, and then clearly the huge gaping hole on top of his head with flames coming out of it. But now another creature that we got to see and might potentially be in that area that was shown last is called the Azurus, and it looks to be another Fire Realm inspired creature. The tail, the huge blades or potentially wings on its side definitely seem to have that lava-like pattern, but some of the elements on his arms and knees kind of give off a water realm vibe as well. So not 100% sure if potentially it's going to be a Fire Realm creature, but looking at how his tail even matches similar to the last Fire Realm creature we just saw, this potentially might be another one of the Fire Realm creatures in the game. Again, this is a boss that we haven't seen as of right now, but this is some of the artwork that was shown off for it, which again hasn't been seen as of right now. So that's pretty much some of the most important stuff to take away from the Fire Realm when it comes to some of the stuff that I was given to show off. But now let's move to the Spirit Realm, which sadly we don't got too much on, so it still might be a very early concept of it, but we do get to see probably one of the most unique and abstract type of areas for the Spirit Realm. Now, I was only given one image to show off of it, but from what we see, like I said, it is a very abstract type of area. At the very top of it, it looks like there's some form of city up there, who actually knows, but the most unique part about the Spirit Realm, one, it's not what I thought it was originally in the game, but 2, this is supposed to be where the Archons were banished to. So it'll be very interesting to see if we actually get to go and explore the Spirit Realm, and some of the different bosses, enemies, and creatures that we'll encounter there might probably be some of the most challenging ones in game, considering what all resides within the Spirit Realm. But honestly, even with that one image that I was able to show for the Spirit Realm, it does have me asking even more questions, so I honestly can't wait to see what potentially might come from that. Now, before I wrap up the video, one last thing that I want to show off is that we got to look at the different concept art for the chests that are in the game. And one of the chests that we also got to look at was the Fire Realms chest. Now, also, we got to look at the Earth Realm chest, Water Realm chest, the Tower chest, the Air Realm chest, and then some of the common chests in the game. But what's unique, like I said, this is the first time we're actually getting a look at the chest for the Fire Realm, and it matches the same similar darker aesthetic with the blue energy and lines going throughout it. Now, seeing this kind of leads me to assume that they are pretty deep into development of the Fire Realm, so I feel like that might potentially be our next DLC, but who knows, they might surprise us, or it might be something that they release later on down the road. But I think it's safe to assume that the images that we've been seeing in the concept art is clearly the aesthetic they're going for when it comes to the Fire Realm. But let me know, is this what you were expecting when you thought of the Fire Realm? Is this the type of region that you were expecting? Or do you actually like this kind of look and aesthetic for it? Like I said, again, I personally dig it, but I'm curious to hear what you guys have to think. So that's all I got for this video, really. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you all for watching. Like always, like I said, I have a lot more information from some of this info that was given to me. I'm gonna be splitting it up in some other videos. I don't want to just dump it all in one. So I'm gonna be making some other videos with some more exclusive stuff that you won't see probably anywhere else but here. So if you are interested, definitely stay tuned to the channel. If if you're not subscribed, definitely be sure to subscribe, because again, a lot more exclusive stuff is going to be dropping. So thank you all for watching. I am going to wrap it up. Be sure to leave a like if you liked the video. If you didn't, still leave a like. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. And when this video uploads, I'll be dropping all the photos that I used in this video in my Discord if you want to see higher qualities of them. So definitely, if you're not in the Discord, be sure to join, because I will be showing off all of these again for you to save and look at in your own time in higher quality. So again, that's all I really got for this video. I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the subs. Peace.